welcome to.
It did pick up Zealous's welcome to, though. And welcome in, everyone, to another episode with the Second Chances. As always, we're going to start with our thank yous, which, of course, go out to Critical Role for creating the wonderful world of Exandria that we all get to play in, as well as to all the artists who we use here on the channel at some point or another, such as Reliquary Records, Dungeon Glitch, Critical Role, Hunter Rogertson, and Borislav Slavov. So, last we left our heroes. They were trapezing through the far realm, looking for the prison of a betrayer god, the Crawling King. They found him and needed to take a piece of something that was within or around the prison. He had what we called a throne, which is a giant installation of jagged rocks and spikes and metal that he himself was impaled upon. And so they broke off a piece of that as this god's true form rained down its shattered teeth upon them. And you guys were able to escape from the far realm thanks to some very good rolls and clever use of the haste spell to open a portal directly back to a little bit before you even left. So back to your plane and kind of a temporal thing. So you completed that mission, you went back to Rexxentrum, and have been enjoying a couple days off that were well-deserved as you went back to your mansion. And Zana vanished the first day and was gone for like a full 24 hours, which I know was worrying for Sarah. And when
when is it not?
And when you all came back from sort of your first day out, getting supplies and, buying whatever it is that you sort of needed to help sort of stock up and, fill out your mansion, there was a bunch of people there just having a little party. And when you walked in, you realized that there was someone that was important to all of you from a backstory. They were family members, friends. Zana had went around and spent a day trying to gather up someone who was important to each of the Second Chances to bring together for a big family dinner to remind you who you were fighting for, what you were fighting for. And at the end of the night, Maeve had found Zana in her room, steely-eyed, trying to keep those emotions in, as earlier that day she had opened up to everyone, including a bunch of new strangers that she didn't know, and it was a little much for her, and she was failing and breaking down, and Maeve dropped the L word, and Zana did not run away, which historically, canonically, multiversally, she may have. And that is where we ended the session. So, where we're going to pick up today is with Rosalind, Zealith, and Zana all making wisdom checks to see how their sleep goes. Everyone can do so with advantage. And then obviously you can still spend inspo for like additional bonuses onto that. Rosalind, you get a +2 because you're a paladin and would normally be immune to fear. This is special trauma fear, so it overrides your immunity.
Cool. So I have a +2 bonus, you said?
Yep. Oh no.
Can I spend the inspo for Zana?
Hold on, I'm gonna go.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna go
it's
look
fine.
at her scores and stuff. I mean, she is a fighter. She has decent.
What's the DC?
Oh, what'd you get?
Well, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
My God.
So I got a 13.
Iconic behavior. Absolutely iconic.
Classic Roz. Or Callie.
As great as this night was for Rosalind,
God, you have 2 levels of exhaustion.
you well maybe not. We'll roll for the exhaustion.
Okay.
You spend your night, I assume, with Hermia after the party, exhausted from all the effort and energy expended. Both shopping, releasing an owlbear out into the wild, and then coming home to a party that was very emotional. But unfortunately, in the midst of your rest, you can't help but let your mind wander, and you are once again kept up by thoughts of what you had seen.
If she starts having trouble sleeping again, she'll just get up and go practice her stances in the courtyard or something.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
I'm better at those.
I mean, you're not bad at wisdom either, though, is the thing.
No, I'm +9 to wisdom, but I'm +13 to con.
Just don't get double nat ones.
I got an 18.
Yep. So you do not gain another level of exhaustion, but you can only do a short rest. Zana got 15, which is just what she needed.
Cool. So did she get a full rest then?
So she did get a full rest.
Okay. Cool. Yay.
Although she was already doing okay.
She didn't. She failed the first roll.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. You said she had gotten a level of exhaustion with the first roll.
Ah.
So that's what you had said.
All right. Well, she's better now.
Yay. And Zealous?
Zealous also got a long rest.
Yay.
Made it with, is it an 18? 2 18s?
2 18s.
Yeah, nice. Yep, that'll do it. So, you all awake the next morning. You have, you weren't necessarily given, like, a specific day on when you were going to the king. You just know that Zana had apparently talked to Zenithal, and they were going to try to... said you have some time to basically recover. You came from the far realm. That's a big deal. Even Zenithal recognizes that. So as you all wake up, the first thing that you notice, again, and maybe don't get too used to this, you don't know how often it's going to be happening, but the smell of breakfast permeates the air once again.
Can I say Roz was helping since she didn't sleep?
Not in this case. You were up early, practicing in the practice area, trying your hardest to sort of push those thoughts out in focus, and before you know it, the smell of some food begins to bring you forward and realize how much time has passed. Zealous, what's the first thing that everyone smells?
Boysenberry pancakes.
Is that a thing?
So you smell
Why not?
pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
And something else, something fruity that you can't quite place unless you really like boysenberries. But as you all begin to slowly sort of trickle into the kitchen, you hear pots clattering, you hear things sizzling. There's a few dishes that are already on the table, and as you walk in, you see that 2 of the Coin Accord member, and there's actually all 4 of the Coin Accord are in there. They all have a mug in front of them with something soupy in front of it. Most of them have barely touched it. Runar's is almost gone. They're all hungover. Like just from looking at them, you can tell. And so as you enter, Runar kind of lifts up the mug and goes, "Hair the dog!" And Neosei goes, "Yes, but apparently Evelyn has something that is much better for a hangover that she's working on, and all of you are supposed to sit and wait for something special." So you're all kind of directed to specific seats, and you can hear both Zealous and Evelyn chatting and talking in the kitchen. Zealous, what do you bring up for everyone?
At everyone's assigned seats, Leo has in front of him a pancake that has a little bit of lettuce on top, representing his different colored hair. Rosalind has a pancake that has a little bit of a onion representing her shield. Maeve has a pancake that has a little bit of a dragon fruit, which represents luster. Hermia has a pancake, which has a tiny other pancake that is actually a different color. It's a blue pancake that represents her brother from a different world. And Corey has a pancake that has like a little crown on top.
Anything for Zana?
Zana has a pancake that is all by itself. That just looks like Zealous' pancake that is also just all by itself.
Good save. Good save.
So
I
as
think we're like Zana's pancake has like a hammer next to it to represent being a tool.
So as Zealous sets all of these pancakes down in front of you, you can see that Evelyn is like over by the kitchen door, just kind of standing there. She has an apron on, and just kind of has this look on her face, like, "Sorry, you're just gonna have to kind of go along with it because he tried."
Yes, he did. I think I'm one of the luckier ones.
Yeah, Zealous.
Roz glances down at her onion pancake.
Go ahead and roll
Onion
me
on top.
a D20. Now, when you had taken your feat from the hag, did you just take a straight con like you took resilient, didn't you? You didn't take like chef or anything, right?
No, I took resilient constitution.
Yeah. So just go ahead and roll a D20, then add your intelligence to it.
Ooh, my intelligence?
I was gonna say a druid with intelligence.
Look,
Do I have any?
You as
Sure do.
as an Aormaton followed directions very well. Zealous had gotten up very early and had found that Evelyn was also up pretty early. And Zealous, why did you want to cook for everyone? What was his thoughts behind wanting to provide breakfast this morning for everyone?
Well, Zealous was awakened from stasis pretty early. It didn't it was able to get a restful sleep, surprisingly enough, but due to the madness, it has been unable to get mostly restful sleeps. But it really just wanted to try to take its mind off of anything. So it wanted to have some sort of creative outlet. So it just wanted to try to do something nice for the party, and it was inspired by Zana's act of kindness for everyone, so it wanted to try to do something on the fly.
And technically Leo as well bought breakfast for everyone the day before as well. And so Evelyn decided to teach Zealous how to cook some meals, and as an Aormaton, retaining information, memorization, that's no problem. You just put that right into your databanks. And
you just swap out different variables and different ingredients, and we'll just see what happens.
And cooking, baking is, in a way, kind of similar to, like, alchemy as a science. You have ingredients, you heat it, etc.
It's all just formulas.
There is still a certain level of kind of getting used to it, and sometimes, depending on what the level of the heat is, like, you have to watch it, right? You can't just leave it and expect it to be the same every single time, and this was his first attempt. What's in front of you is technically pancakes. They are edible. No one is going to get sick or anything like that. They will nourish you. But is this an enjoyable meal? Probably
It's
not.
enjoyable because it was made for us.
Exactly. It was made with intentionality.
And that is what Rosalind tells herself as she stomachs down an onion pancake.
To be fair, it's not an onion pancake. It's a normal pancake with a slice of onion on
Yes.
top.
Yes, they are all boysenberry pancakes.
Exactly.
Got it.
But yours
Okay.
is garnished with an
With an onion.
onion-shaped
Yeah,
sheet.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. That's more doable.
An onion pancake.
I'll roll it up and try to eat it like a taco or a burrito.
Yeah, like I said,
I-
they're
A little bit of dragon fruit, I think.
they're edible.
Yeah.
Period.
That's the whole sentence,
That's-
actually.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
I am happy that he did this.
Well, thank you, Leaf.
You're welcome.
Zealous.
There are more if you want more. And Leaf opens up the door to the kitchen. There's actually like a stack of like probably 20 to 30 more pancakes.
Those ones don't look as great. Like you definitely got the better
We got
ones.
the best ones
Yeah.
first. Okay,
Mhm.
great.
Yep.
Oh, you know who's gonna be really hungry for those is Saris.
Luster, maybe.
Yeah, Evelyn mentions that Saris is currently sleeping in. Yesterday was very exciting for her, and it's not very often that she gets a quiet morning. At the same time, the coin accord, however, is brought out eggs, toast, bacon, and waffles, a very hearty, good breakfast to sort of get them going for the day with a lot of energy and grease. And you watch they're actually a little nervous after your breakfast gets set down in front of you, and then Evelyn brings theirs out, and you can see that all of them kind of like breathe like a sigh of relief. It's not very often that they get good home cooked meals that doesn't, cost a few silver from like an inn somewhere.
Yeah.
So breakfast goes by, and the day is pretty much yours to do with as you wish. I'd actually like to rewind just a little bit to before everyone wakes up and gets called down for breakfast. Corey, I don't remember if I asked this or what the answer was when you were all in the Feywild, if Faye had her own room or not. But where do you think Faye stayed tonight?
I think Corey would have been like, you could stay, you could take one of the guest rooms, and then, kind of take her lead in it.
and they just kind of like see what she says.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think when you say that, she goes, "Oh yeah, if that's where you want me to stay, that'll be fine.
I mean, it's wherever you want.
Wherever I want.
Yeah.
What you want though is for me to stay in a guest room."
No. I mean, I just, I want to be like a gentle person and be like, I know that the whole dinner wasn't necessary. It was a surprise for us and stuff, but we're still kind of hosting. So I just didn't want to, presume,
Mhm.
but, I mean, if you want to come inside, like, that'd be chill.
What do you want?
Yeah, come inside.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's what you want?
Yes. Yep.
That was
Corey is
so
sending
hard
out
for you.
messages to everyone in their head. I'm freaking out, guys. She's about to stay in my room. I don't know. What am I going to do?
Babe can't help you. Her girlfriend's traumatized.
Mhm.
Having a moment.
All you hear in the back of your head is ooh. Freya."
Did you
But
need
yes.
me to send her out?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So you wake up the next morning with Faye wrapped in your arms, drooling on the pillow.
Yep. Totally like snuggling, and then when I wake up and realize what's happening, just get like super full face blush and just like, oh wow, good morning, and just like wakes her up.
Yep. She yawns, one of those like cute little yawns as she stretches. Good morning.
Did you sleep okay?
I did. You know, obviously the royal quarters and beds in the Feywild were something out of a dream, but this feels a little bit more, I don't know, normal. It's got me not looking forward to going back to the smell of horse manure and being woken up by roosters at sunrise.
Yeah. Yeah. So did Zana tell you guys that you guys were leaving today and stuff, or?
Well, I think we can kind of go whenever we want. I don't know. Maybe it depends. I was brought here by a turtle, so like I assume the turtle
Right,
has to be here to take me back. Which I guess he can do whenever. So I was actually maybe thinking, because I don't, I help out on the farm, right? But obviously I don't make money myself, and my parents have been wanting me to get like a job to like help out. I'd be helping out on the farm still, but also still be bringing some money in. But there's not a lot of things you can do in Allfield. But I bet there's a lot of jobs here in Rexxentrum that would pay a lot more than in Allfield. So I don't know, maybe I could get like an apartment here, for when you're around and we could hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I should get my own apartment.
No,
somewhere.
No. That, I mean, is that gonna be okay with your folks being so far? Like, is that?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'll talk to them about it. But if you and your friends are okay with me taking a permanent room here, I think that'd be a start.
No, I think that would. Sorry, I'm freaking out. That, and like Corey gets up and like starts. There, the room isn't like fully set up yet. But they kind of move around some of the furniture, and you can see like the basic workings of what looks to be like a very poorly done, shoddy kind of like teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey goes, "That's so funny because I was actually trying to make something so that I could just come see you, and then, but if you were just here, I mean, yeah, I'm not to pull any rank or whatever, but being a prince, I'm sure the others would be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm sure they would, your princeliness."
Yes, and I just scoop her up, and you don't need your own room. I have a lot of room in here.
You do, but I think I need my own room just to have my space.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all proper. It's all, it's all. What did Hermia's dad say? Kosher. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Not to mention, I don't know how to bring this up delicately, so I'm just gonna say it because I'm sure you have a good reason. I'm a little creeped out by the weird shrine you have for that like antique box, sort of hidden away back there. Not that I was snooping around or anything.
Kind of sounds like you were.
Try.
But no, I did the same in your room. It's fine.
Sorry?
Nothing. Anyways, yeah. Hey, sit down with me.
She sits down with a halfway concerned look in her eyes. Is there some kind of like ancient fae rival king trapped in there, and it's like your birth responsibility to protect it and keep him from coming out and destroying the world?
No, but that sounds like a much cooler backstory. I wish I thought of it. No. Well, remember Gil?
Vaguely. I know that you've mentioned him.
Yeah, I kind of had you meet him briefly. I know a lot of things were going on. Anyways, he was my patron for some time, and
Oh, like you are with Saris.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh my god, I'm responsible for a child?
I mean, I don't know about like responsible, but
Magically, yes.
just don't give her
What if
any
she
crazy stuff.
wild magic surges too?
Is that a thing that can happen?
It happened to me.
You should maybe talk to someone about that then.
No, it's fine. I'll tell them later.
Okay.
Anyways, I wasn't really, not that I was lying. I know that with our relationship, it's been a lot of, like, we'll hang out for a few days and then I'm gone for what feels like years. And I haven't really felt like there was a good time to kind of talk about this part of my life. And you kind of saw it. You know, when we first met, I was just, I don't know, this little bald urchin saving people with a homeless person.
Little, bald, homeless, cute street urchin.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kind of missed the
And
bald head, and she kind of gives your head a little ruffle.
I mean, I'll shave it right now. I mean, I suck all the hair back into my skull. Is that better?
I mean, like, seeing it happen, not really.
Okay, alright. Floose it back out.
But you can take time
didn't...
to explain as much or as little as you want. So I guess I will ask you, do you try to present it in a certain light or like a certain way? Do you try to sort of just give the facts so it seems neutral? Do you try to make yourself look better? Do you try to make Gil look bad, neutral, good? How do you want her to kind of take this?
I think Corey tries to speak about it very neutrally.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Faye does push, which I believe she will, they'll be more honest about how meeting the second chances really made Corey reflect on their relationship with Gil and made some more of the negative aspects come to light than they ever considered. And not just in the way that, like, oh, a patron, you know, abuses their warlock, but in the sense that a lot of the way that Corey used to see the world made them afraid and made them even at times not malicious, but more prone to things like pettiness or thievery or self-righteousness, in a way that they've learned that they don't need to be anymore. And Corey picks up the box and just holds it between himself and Faye and goes.
She puts her hand
And-
on yours before you can say anything. And she's mostly just been listening this whole time. And I think her way of getting you to open up about it more is when you would stop for her to like react or say something, she wouldn't. And so you do that thing where you just try to fill the sentence by droning on and going deeper and deeper until you felt like what you had said was full and you were content with it. And then you retrieve the box and she puts her hand on yours and goes, based on a lot of the things that I think you did early on, I think it is very brave of you to admit of any of your own culpability in some of those things. And I am we often have to. My grandpa used to say that, you know, anything worth having is often worth going through hell for. And that makes you a stronger person and it gets you to where you're supposed to be and prepares you for whatever it is that life's going to throw at you. So I'm sorry that you had to have the experiences that you did, but I am grateful that they led you to the second chances and to me. And I'm glad that they taught you that there are other ways. And I guess the only question that I would ask if I was in your shoes is why no one's tried to teach Gil? Why is he the way he is?
Yeah. Corey holds up the box. I'm sure you've been listening this whole time. And I'm not trying to start another fight or, I don't know, rant at you and just tell you. But you were right in a lot of ways, that because of what you gave me and what you taught me, we were able to survive, for better or worse. And funnily enough, you were the person who said to stick around with the second chances when I just wanted to run. And I know that you did something nice back in the far realm. So I just want to say thank you. And if you want to work on this, if that means something to you, then just let me know. Because whatever's coming, I just don't want my first friend, my first instance of having what felt like a family, to end like it did. If, we die saving the world. And to that end, I don't want any more favors from you. If you feel like that I've been taking from you and not giving back, that's fine. I don't want you to be my patron anymore. I want you to be my friend.
Faye puts a hand on your shoulder and then pulls you into a hug. Two of you wait there for a moment, and nothing seems to happen. She says, give him time to think. It's not like he's going anywhere, right?
Yeah, it's not one of my best speeches, but
It was all right. Not quite princely, but pretty good for a street urchin.
yeah. You smell that? It smells like
Boysenberries? And she just like gets up and starts
onion?
moving.
Onion.
Rosalind, I believe you wanted to find someone this morning.
Yeah. Roz wanted to try to talk to Cordelia.
Give me an investigation check.
Four.
Handle me.
Not with your -1 intelligence.
It's 0, okay?
So
Okay,
you
sorry,
go-
it's the charisma's -1.
You go and check on a few of the guest rooms. Doesn't seem to be in any of them. Start to ask around to a few people. We'll say that L2 had helped like take care of everybody's like
Can I go
bags
check
and stuff
wherever
like
we
that.
keep booze in this house?
You go to the lounge where you know she was the other day. Not in there either. But you do see Leander kind of like shuffling around and, you know, ask him, and he mentions that she had him take her belongings up to Hermia's room. Because I assume Hermia slept with you last night.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
she still doesn't have permission to be in there. Rude.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll go knock on Hermia's door.
You hear like a sudden like panicked shuffle, like someone drops something in there and then is like quickly sort of, you know, doing something. And then after like a moment, the door kind of cracks open a bit. Rosalind, right?
Lady Astoria.
You can just call me Cordelia. That's fine. She's kind of half hiding herself behind the door a bit.
You really should be staying down in one of the guest rooms. I doubt Hermia gave you permission to be in her room.
No, yeah, she probably would have said no.
Probably. Could we speak?
Yes. She turns and kind of leaves the door for you to sort of open. Make me a perception check as you enter.
At 20.
Damn. I did not
At
expect
20 for a 20.
Yeah, well, you know, didn't expect you to get this one, but let me just double check something here really quickly. But wanted to give you a chance, and you gotta honor the D20, the nat 20. As you are entering, you swear you can hear her like whisper something. And there's no lights on here. There's no torches, like anything like that. Like it's pretty dark in here. And a nat 20, I would say that you hear sounds very brief, very quickly, that you would recognize as the shifting or arrangement of someone's features, which you would be familiar with because of the fact that you have 2 changelings in the party. And you hear as she's walking from the door, like over to the bed, and she sits into the bed. She's not facing you, but you hear that briefly. And she sits down. You can see that the bed's a mess. This is where she slept last night. And as she sits down, she kind of runs her hands over it, and she's like, I don't think you've all been here long, have you?
No, just for 2 nights. We really should not be talking in Hermia's room. This is a real invasion of privacy.
You can watch as she just kind of like seems to be staring longingly at the bed. Even though she hasn't been there for months back home, it still feels like she has, but she hasn't really made this place hers yet. All right, sure. She goes to, like, pick up her bag and follow you out.
Yeah. Roz will take her anywhere else where we can talk privately.
Yep.
Her room's fine. We can go to my room.
You definitely get the sense, though, that it was, you know how parents, when they, like, miss their kids or if they, like, lose a kid, they, like, spend time, like, in their room as a way to try to be closer. That's kind of the sense that you get from it.
Yeah, I got it.
So she leaves her stuff kind of, like, out in front of your door and steps in. Very practical. She points, like, the punching bag.
Oh, yeah, I grew up a soldier, so
It makes sense.
yeah, simplicity
With
is
the muscles and stuff.
yes. So look, I know that you and Hermia have a very complicated relationship.
You don't have to. I am already packed, so as soon as your friend, I guess, can get me to whatever teleportation circle will take me back home, I will be out of your hair. And out of Hermia's.
Ultimately, that's her decision to make, but
And out of Leander's.
I'm sure it's difficult seeing him and her. I'm not from this world either. Just like Leander, I come from a different place. And it's been very hard to not feel like a stranger or feel like an outsider here. But over time, and with my friends and with Hermia and all the rest of this world, I've started to feel like I fit in, at least a little bit. And I recognize that whatever there is between you and Hermia, whatever happened, I can at least see that you're trying, that you care. I think you have a difficult time showing it. And I think that you have a habit of self-destructing and damaging yourself as a way of punishing yourself.
Hazard of the courts, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know if she'll ever be okay with you. But I hope so.
Thank you. Two, you hear a knock across the hall.
Roz will open her door and peek her head out.
As you do, you see Leander there, and he's like, he just knocks again.
That we're in here.
Oh. Is Hermia's mom? And she kind of peeks her head out. Yes. Hermia's brother? And he's kind of
just say Leander. Okay.
I had a chat with your mom, I guess, or your other mom, or your Saris's mom.
Evelyn.
Yeah. And she told me that I guess I'm just realizing that this world is more than just a chance to have a second chance with Hermia. And my mom wasn't super great. And Hermia says, you're not super great, but you seem like you're trying at least. So you missed breakfast, and the pancakes that Zealous made did not look great, so you dodged a bullet. Did you want to go have breakfast with me? You see that she smiles and goes, yes, that would be lovely.
Roz suddenly feels very much like a third wheel, so she's like, well, man, I'm going to go
This is your
try to remember
room.
what it's like to sleep.
We will go.
And she goes downstairs.
It's not where you sleep. All right.
No, she said I want to go try to remember what it's like to sleep.
Gotcha. Wouldn't you do that in a bed?
Hey, boy, you'd think so. Oh, see you later.
Maeve. By the way, if anybody wants to do anything that you didn't tell me about beforehand, too fucking bad, you should have told me. I'm kidding. Just go ahead and put it in the Roll20 chat, so that I see it, and I'll make sure to slot it in there. But let's shift over to Maeve. Following your delicious breakfast, you actually got a dragon fruit on yours.
Yeah, mine was
so
pretty good, actually.
wasn't too bad.
The dragon fruit would probably be pretty good on pancakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just so you
Yeah.
know, the dragon
What?
fruit was like cut into like a stick figure
Luster.
dragon/giraffe looking thing.
That's adorable.
I love that.
I love that. I almost don't want to eat it, but I do because that's what Zealous wants.
You ate it? You ate the garnish?
It
So,
was edible.
where do we find Maeve?
I think for the most, she's gonna be kind of making sure that it sounds like Zana slept a little bit better, but she's just gonna check that she's okay, and she's gonna mention to her that if she feels like going out at any point, she needs to get that spell with the box.
So,
Anyway. And she's going to probably see if her mom is there, because she mentioned she was going to write a letter.
Yep.
And if her mom wants to write any letters.
when you awake,
Yes.
Zana
we're going back in
is not in her bed.
Ah, gee. Okay.
And as you think, well, baby steps, some habits die hard. I didn't mean to wake you. And you look up, and she's just over by the window.
Oh, no, it's fine. How did you sleep?
I've slept better, but I've also slept much worse. You helped.
I'm glad. And I will keep helping as long as it is helpful.
So you exchange words with her. She says that she can get you a spell scroll of the Speedy Courier.
Mm-hmm.
Much cheaper than it would probably normally cost.
Oh, okay.
It will, she says, maybe she'll
I've got
just
my own money, so
buy it
just
for
tell me.
you. No, she says she'll take care of it.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
I forget she has a lot of money.
I guess that's true. She does. That's okay. She can pay for dates.
Yep, she still has 3,000 gold after that.
I'm going to
So
write
you're
a letter
gonna,
to my sister.
you want to track down your mother, right?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
do. And I have a letter that I just wrote just now. It's a little long, but I will share it.
Okay. Did you write this yourself, or do you think you wrote this with your mother?
No, I wrote this myself.
Okay, so
I would have asked if she wanted to include a letter, because I also have Dad's letter, which I was going to open, because I thought we were going to do a dream spell, but Maeve has decided that she is going to do a last-ditch effort, and it'll make sense when I read my letter, of basically being like, I am putting all this on the table for you. If this isn't enough, I don't know what to tell you. So she has Dad's letter as well.
So you find your mother as you are coming down the stairs. You hear the quick pitter-patter of feet taking off across the gallery back towards the pool as Saris screams at the top of her lungs, "Pool party!" with Evelyn quickly behind her, and Neote and Faye, or not Neose and Faye behind them, heading out in that direction. I assume Rosalind as well. And your mother was also on the way with them when you spot her and let her know that, hey, I'm going to send something to Chandra. Would you like to? So the two of you get together wherever, in your room, her room, the lounge, somewhere. Yeah. And you already have the letter
I do.
prepared.
Do you want me to say it out loud?
If you'd like to.
All right, guys. This is a little bit long, so I apologize. And I wrote it like in 5 minutes as we were doing this just now, so it might be a little funky. Okay. Dear Chandra, I am writing this to you because my original method of communication, parentheses, the dream spell, is no longer an option for me. There is much that has happened, so I will simply give you the facts. The Pallet Grove has had a large portal that had been open for some time. We believe the change that caused this portal was a terrible plague that befell our people and land. Mother is well enough, but Father was very ill when I saw him. Many of our people either left the grove altogether or returned underground. My friends and I were able to finally close the portal, so Father will be on the mend, but the land itself is still sick. We were sent to the Prism Sage, thinking the plague was her doing. It was not. And I will be honest, it was my departure that inadvertently caused the plague. Therefore, we made a deal for the Prism Sage's help in healing the grove. It involved going to the Far Realm, and we thankfully succeeded and survived. I want you to know that the Prism Sage offered me a deal where I would get the opportunity to speak to you, and that you would be amenable to hearing me out. I did not take it for 2 reasons. I was not interested in the price she wanted, and I was also not interested in convincing you to let me in with the hag's magic. I do not tell you this to pat me on the back, but so that you understand how seriously I take our relationship. When I visited the Grove, Father had letters for both of us. I included yours here, unopened. Mother also has a letter that she wrote recently. So now you know that the Pallet Grove is healing and safe. I have given you all the information I have. But I now leave this in your hands. If this is not enough for you to include me, to trust that I am on this path and can handle myself, then nothing will be. I will no longer beg for you to speak to me. If you are interested in speaking more, then I happily await for you reaching out. If these are my last words, then maybe be that I am sorry for my naivete and I love you, my dear big sister, Maeve.
Do you share the contents of this letter with your mother, or just give her the opportunity to send something as well?
I think she's not necessarily hiding what she's writing, but she doesn't necessarily like. I think there are parts of this letter that she feels kind of nervous to share with her
Mhm.
mom. So I guess if her mom is like trying to like, hey, let's talk about this, she'll share. But I don't think she's gonna. I think she's a little nervous about trying to get her mom's advice on this one.
Sure, and like you said, you could have easily have written it beforehand, right? And then kind of told your mom, like, hey, Zana's bringing back a thing. This is how it works. So if you want to send something, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I explain it.
So the two of you are sitting around when Zana comes back and gives you the scroll. And you see your mother is, I think from the moment that you let her know that we can send word to Chandra and, like, this will get to her,
Yeah.
that she is very conflicted on what to say. And she kind of talks it out with you. You can definitely see this is where Maeve gets the, like, let me talk out all my problems in front of people, and you don't necessarily have to say anything. I just need it to be out there so I can put it in order in my head.
She is much more her mother's daughter.
She expresses how she just wants her to come home. She wants to tell her how much she misses her, how much she loves her, how much she wishes she was back, and she knows that that's not going to do anything because it didn't do anything for you either.
Right.
The only reason that you came home was because your mission brought you there. And that you were only on that mission because your heart put you there.
Yeah. Mother, you raised two headstrong girls. And
You can say stubborn. You get that from your father.
Socked, I got anything from my father, to be honest with you.
You got
But
plenty.
I'm sorry that we won't come home, and maybe Chandra's not going to listen to that. But
You do
I
not
think she
have to
will.
apologize for following your heart. You never should.
But I do think she would like to hear that you miss her and care about her, and hope to hear from her soon. I'm not sure if she will reach out to me again, but I hope she reaches out to you.
So your mother pens her own letter, so you have a trio of letters in there.
Yeah.
And she writes, it's brief compared to yours and your father's, which is unlike anyone in your family.
Mm-hmm.
But reluctantly, she writes that she hopes that Chandra is okay, that whatever she's doing is fulfilling, it makes her happy, to be safe, and that she hopes that her heart leads her to whatever it is that she needs. You then use the Speedy Courier Scroll, which summons a small air elemental. With it, an open chest, which it opens up.
Well, I'm gonna put the letters in. She has some time to potentially send something back if she wishes. And she kind of she puts like her dad's letter and then her mom's letter, and she kind of looks at hers like one last time, as she always is a little nervous of, did I write everything I should, and kind of folds it and puts it in as well.
Can you send something back in this or no?
I thought so, because that's how we got the vial of blood with Kalen. And he sent something to us, I thought. I thought you could. Am I wrong?
As soon as the lid of the chest is closed, chest disappears, then reappears adjacent to target creature. Made aware of the chest's contents.
We sent Puma payment through that too.
When the spell expires, or when all the contents of the chest have been removed, the elemental and the chest disappear.
Yeah, no, it can't say anything. Yeah.
We've definitely done it wrong then. 'cause we
I
definitely used it that
may
way.
have had Pumats be a special Pumat one where you could send money back.
Payment back.
No, this was even before that. We had done it.
What did
with
Kalen
Pumat.
send? Well, because I
Yeah,
know
Kalen didn't send us anything back.
I thought.
yeah, that's what I thought. I know you guys sent him
We
stuff. I
sent him
didn't
a
know that he
vial of
sent
blood,
stuff
but
back.
we didn't get anything back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
What
well,
would he have sent back?
regardless.
I guess I don't know. I thought for sure that was how the spell worked, but I guess not.
So you send
I guess
the...
I guess I don't say that part, so that sucks. I actually thought that was the reason I wanted to use this spell. I thought she
Well,
could send something back, but oh well.
Here's the thing.
Oh well.
There would be a timer on it anyways. That's one of the reasons that I looked is like how long does she have to write a letter to send it back to you? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you can still have on there like, basically look if you want to like reach out to me, right?
Yeah.
She
I know she has sending
she-
something.
yeah,
she
she
did
could-
the sending spell before.
She could find ways
So.
if she wanted to.
Yeah.
So you go ahead
Yep.
and you send those out.
Yep.
I would like you to roll. I'm not going to make you put your persuasion on it, okay? I just want you to make 3 d20 rolls for me.
3 d20 rolls. Okay.
These are not a pass or fail type thing either. Just so that you are aware, anytime I have you do stuff like this, it's never just like if you don't hit this number, you're fucked.
10, 9, and 7.
All just
so.
slowly moving something along. A 10, a 9, and a 7.
Yeah.
Add inspiration to it.
I wish.
If you want to spend inspiration to get advantage on each of those, it's up to you.
Oh, like 1 inspiration for
Each.
3 rolls for each.
Yep. Those are d20s. You can use inspiration to roll a
Sure.
d20 again and take the highest.
Sure, I got the inspo for it. And thank you, Hall Gaming, for your inspo. All right, let's see. 3d20.
So
Well, I guess it'll be 14, 9, and 7.
and 7.
So the highest was just
Which is 20. It'd be a 30 total. Okay. So you send it off. You and your mom exchange a look, and she reaches out and she pulls you into a hug.
Yeah, she has her back. We'll see what happens.
All right. Zealous, how many transport via planes do you have?
1.
1. All right. Hermia and Zealous. Hermia, you probably go to Zealous at some point, like, hey, let's go and get our horses back.
Yeah.
You throw the magic carpet out into one of the rooms so that you have a way back. And between Zealous's transport via plants and you knowing teleportation circle, you can absolutely head to Aor's recollection and bring back anyone that you'd like to, including if you want to try and bring back any of your siblings, Zealous. They are
Hermia,
integrating. Oh, yep. Go ahead, Hermia.
tells Zealous that finds Zealous and is like, Zealous, can we go get our horses that we left at Aor's recollection? Do you think we could go?
Sure.
I don't want Arabelle to think that she's been abandoned. So can you make sure that she knows that, like, you know, I wasn't trying to, like, leave her behind when we get there?
I think you still have the speak with animal ring.
Yeah, I'm like, did you? I gave the ring to somebody.
To Hermia,
I think
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to like say the wrong thing and have her freak out. And you've already talked to her, so you have like the rapport, Zealous. I need you.
Certainly, I can most certainly try.
Okay,
Yep.
let's go then.
All right, so yeah, you head to Air's Recollection. Taken to the horses, which they've set up a kind of pasture out on like next to the beach, where there are occasional shark attacks. Could you each just roll
No,
me?
there's
I'm
not.
kidding. I'm kidding. There's not. Yes, you are able to get the horses, bring them back. Arabelle is fine, and she missed you, Hermia.
Aw, Hermia hugs her.
Celtic sniffs you, and then what's your AC? Oh, she's got to do it.
Mine?
She's got to do it at disadvantage. It's cocked.
What is my
Oh God, no! You smell like
Question.
Rosalind now, so she's gonna kick you.
Yeah, what's your AC?
18.
Yeah, you get bit by Celtic for
Ow! What the? Why?
for 3 damage.
Zealous, why did she bite me? I wasn't even near her. She like came out of nowhere.
And bit you. Yeah, she sure. She literally walked up, sniffed you while you were talking to Arabelle, and then like nipped you on your shoulder.
It appears you smell very good, and she wanted to have a taste of that.
Is that what? She wants to eat me?
That is what creatures do when they use their mouth.
I mean, I guess. That's weird though. That's a weird horse.
While you
On
were
the contrary, eating things with the mouth is what most horses do.
Right?
She is a very normal horse.
I don't think so.
Good job, Celtic.
Why are you telling her good job? She bit me. That's not cool.
But she is eating with her mouth.
I'm not food.
But you smell like food.
No, I don't. Do I? Hermia like sniffs herself. What do I smell like?
you smell normal to yourself.
I don't
See,
smell like food.
Zealous gets close and creates he says, sniff.wave. Ah, yes, you smell like boysenberries.
Sniff.wave.
Whatever. Let's just go back. And
You-
hopefully she doesn't.
Did you get
bite me
Indigo
the
as
whole
well?
way home.
Yes, Indigo, Celtic, and Arabelle. Did you want to check in with your siblings while you were here, Zealous?
Didn't Zana say they didn't want to come?
No, it wasn't that they didn't want to come. She had made the offering, like, "Hey, I'm like putting together a dinner for like
They didn't
everyone,"
eat, so they
and
didn't know why
they
they
were
should go.
confused. Yeah, they were like, "But we don't eat," and so she's like, "All
Not
right,
gonna deal with that.
cool." She's like, I got talked to way too many people already. This is super awkward as is. So
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining the family relationship to Aormatons. I don't understand it myself.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to go see her family, that's cool. I get it, Zealous. Totally get it.
No, I believe they are okay here. Let's just go back home.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
You see, this looks at Hermia expectantly.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I got us here.
The horses also look at you expectantly, Hermia.
Oh shit! Right. I gotta make the teleportation circle thingy.
You watch as Hermia just gets down in the sand and starts drawing shapes and like runes and stuff. And with your teleportation circle, you are able to poof yourself and the horses and Zealous all back home again.
Oh, good. We actually
First
did have a way home.
try.
Yeah. The horses are now in the manor because they appear on the magic carpet where the teleportation circle is. But yes, you do end up back home.
I did it on my first try, Zealous. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. I haven't done that one yet.
If Cordelia's still here, I feel like she sees the horses all come out of the room and just looks at her bottle of booze and then just throws it away.
She is out with Leander.
Fair enough.
Congratulations.
Where did I put the rug at?
I don't know. Where'd you throw the rug at?
I don't know. You said I did, though.
Roll d20. Which room is it in?
Logically, we'd put it in the stables if you're coming back with horses, but
We didn't think that far ahead.
Yep, you guys just threw it down in the entrance sort of gallery, so it's not
Okay.
it's not too crazy. A few like scuff marks on like the tile, but nothing too crazy.
We left at the entranceway, but Corey was walking by. It's like, who left their carpet out here? And they put it up back in like the kitchen or something.
No. I think Hermia at one point does go to her room and notice that someone obviously slept there that wasn't her.
Mm-hmm. You would have saw your mom's stuff out in the hallway.
Hermia's eye like twitches. Cool.
I tried to tell her it wasn't chill. I tried.
I mean, she's always been up in my personal shit, you know. This is kind of like my sanctuary, my safe space, and nope, no safe spaces allowed in the Astoria household. Gotta go encroach on everybody's room and save space.
Zana's like coming out of her room as you're having this rant and just looks at you.
I know, be thankful for my family, but I can still be upset.
Have you even spent a night in that room yet?
Not yet. I mean, what? I mean, yeah, of course I've slept in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Zana's doing an X to doubt.
Zana knows!
How do y'all know?
We all know.
Oh, no, you don't. You know what I mean? What do you
I
know?
yell out, "We all have ears."
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Not all of us.
You can
Yeah,
hear.
see?
You
Zealous
can
doesn't
hear.
have ears.
Roz is down in at the pool party and just looks up like something terrible is happening
Yes.
right now.
My ears are burning.
Meanwhile, down at the pool party, Corey, you probably here at the pool party as well if Faye is. So
Yeah, poop artist.
Faye in a bikini? Yeah, Corey's here.
Saris, Faye, Neosay are all in, and Saris are all in the water playing and splashing around and stuff. Evelyn's sitting up on the deck where you are. I presume Roz, at least at this moment.
Yep. Well, she got the pool party she wanted.
Mm-hmm. And now that she knows someone with a pool, I'm sure she will be begging to come every weekend.
She's gonna need a teleport spell.
Well, your friend brought us via the Cobalt Soul. She has connections, apparently, but I get the impression that they are not a public teleportation service, so I don't know how often that's actually viable.
Yeah. I had a thought for something, and I wanted to run it by you before I dare speak it aloud in the presence of Saris. You mentioned that you wanted to see the Menagerie Coast.
Yes.
So, well, I was thinking instead of you all just teleporting back to Westrun,
Westron.
I'm sorry?
Westron.
Westrun.
You said Westrun.
Oh, that's what it looks like on the map. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Westerun. Westerun. Okay. She as you can see, she repeats it a bunch of times to get used to it. So I was thinking, once we're done talking to the king here and getting that stuff settled, I'd take you back. We'll go the long way. Do horses down to Nicodranas on the Menagerie Coast. I'll have our ship pick us up there and take us to Port Damali. We'll take an airship from there to Whitestone, and then, or is it Whitestone?
Whitestone is correct.
Whitestone, and then we can
That's,
go to Westerun.
That's a very long journey, Rosalind.
Who you telling? I just did it.
And how do you feel?
Very tired.
So how do you think young Ceres would fare, even a warlock as mighty as she, or an old Eladrin as achy as I?
Well, in fairness, we'll skip the giants at the Wuyan Gates. We'll definitely skip the pirate attack. We'll skip the horror monster thing in Dedrin. We won't go to the Pallid Grove, and we definitely won't go to the Far Realm.
And that makes it considerably easier?
I would say it makes it 90% easier. Yeah. And a lot faster. A lot less trauma.
Sounds fun. But we still have family that is waiting on us. Ceres has school. And I think that if I were to go to Nicodranas all by myself, that half the family would never forgive me. So I will make a deal with you, though, that when we can find the right time, we would be more than honored if you would be the one to accompany us there.
All right.
And to that, the offer is still open for you to come and visit us in Westrun.
Once we talk to the king here, she gets a weird look on her face. I need a break from doing this.
Yeah. Vacations are
sleep.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just
Yeah,
reaches
after we
over
talk to
and puts a hand on your shoulder, just kind of gives your shoulder like a squeeze.
Yeah. After we talk to the king, I'm gonna go back to Westrun with you.
Ceres shouts from the pool, Grandma! Grandma! Can Corey give me a water walk spell?
I mean, that one would, in theory, make it so they are safer. I don't know if there's inherently anything dangerous about that one.
It's a 3rd level spell. It's kind of high level.
Is it really? Is Waterwalk 3rd level?
3rd level, yeah.
Damn.
It's a ritual.
We
Hey.
have
Get a ring for it.
we have 2 rings of water walking.
We do. Well, we have one now. Roz gave hers to Paper.
That's right. Sure did.
Oh gosh.
It doesn't take anything super crazy. Just a piece of a cork. Wait, can Warlock even? Oh, that's not a Warlock.
I don't think Warlock can learn Waterwalk.
No,
Yeah.
sure can't. But Evelyn's like, sure. I don't see how that could go wrong. See, Corey, teach me how to water walk.
Yeah,
Corey.
just like this. I'm gonna have a shit-eating grin on my face, and I'm gonna cast. Oh my gosh, what? telekinesis,
Mm-hmm.
so it looks like I'm water walking, and then I'm like, "Come on, Saris, walk right in."
Yes! And she steps off the edge and just into the water.
Tori laughs their ass off.
And then Faye reaches up and grabs you by the foot and pulls you back down into the water as well. Zealous, you wanted to find Maeve.
Yeah.
Sure. You're able to do that.
Time-wise, this would probably just be right after breakfast. But,
Sure.
That's fine.
Thank
you again for breakfast.
You're welcome, Treasurer Mother Maeve.
Is that all I am?
In the moment, I have a query.
Yes.
I would like to go out and make some purchases.
All right. What sort of purchases?
I would like to continue my culinary endeavors, as well as delve into some creative, more creative endeavors as well, using paints and canvases.
I see. Very well. So nothing necessarily magical, just art supplies and food to practice with?
Yes. I feel like it might be a good idea to have an outlet.
That makes sense. I'm glad to hear that you're looking towards something to use as an outlet, so to speak. All right. Are you asking me how much to estimate how much gold you might need for all of this?
Well, I don't know how much I would need, so I believe 1,000 gold pieces should be enough.
Robbie, I'm fine with giving 1,000, but is it actually going to be 1,000? Because this sounds more like a couple hundred gold to me, if that. Maybe 50.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Zealous doesn't know, so
Yeah.
just said the number.
Maeve will just smile and say, for what you're looking for, Zealous, let's try this. And she's going to give you 200 gold.
Okay. Zealous will take the 200 gold. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Do you need
Also,
help? Yes.
Oh.
I was going to ask if you needed help with shopping or if you're good.
I believe I can handle it.
Very well.
What is your favorite kind of food?
Favorite kind of food?
What would you like me to attempt to cook for you?
Oh, I see. How about... God, I'm trying to think of what Pallet Grove food would be besides caught rabbit or something.
Venison and rice.
Yeah. About you try some pan-fried venison with rice.
Understood. Zealous will turn around and start heading into town to get some go shopping.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
Shopping.
Leo, you wanted to contact the ship captain via Sending Stone. Let's see where they're at. They are... They are currently in Port Zune. Said they just docked and they will be there for the day.
Zealous already used his walking shit, right?
He did.
We'll save this for another time.
We will say that you can always do it. You can take, like in the morning, the next day, you could always take Hermia and Zealous to get you there.
I also want to take Maeve since she's the coin holder. I wanted to give the ship some bonus of some kind so they
Extra
don't
coin.
mutiny.
Yeah. So we'll say the next day then, in the morning, you, Zealous, Hermia, and Maeve pop over to Port Zune, where the there we go. Where the ship is currently waiting for you. They said they wouldn't deport until you guys show up, which is one of the reasons you had to go early. So first mate Flowers meets with you along with who might be? We'll say that probably Spicy Tabby is also in charge of both cooking and food and supplies and stuff. So yep, they meet you and they give you 2,200 gold. They keep their cut for like repairs and like paying people and stuff like that, so you guys don't have to worry about like doing the math. They basically make sure to pay themselves out first and then put the rest aside for you guys when you come to collect. So that's like about a month and a half's worth of gold for the shipping and just, you know, supply runs and transportation and stuff that they've been doing.
You want to tip them?
Oh, you guys were like making. Yeah, I was just gonna. How many crew member do I have total?
You got the captain, the first mate, the carpenter, songstress, muscle
Drinking
navigator, the lookout. Actually, Callie,
What? Don't tell me he died.
roll a D100.
Don't make Callie do it.
The drunk guy? The drunk guy?
Yeah, make someone else do it. Never mind. I don't want to roll it.
What'd you roll?
I don't want to roll it.
What'd you roll, Callie?
4.
There are 6 people. They said that they're still looking for a replacement for Winston.
What?
Oh.
What happened to
He's
Winston?
The life of the boat.
Oh,
What is the drinking problem of the boat?
It's
about
entertaining.
2 weeks back when we were in Port Damali, there was an issue and he got a little tangled up and we didn't find him till the morning and they couldn't save the leg. So until he gets more used to it, we found him another job. He's not really Winston Eagle Eye anymore. Now we call him
Not
Winston Hop and a Skip.
All right. Well,
That's not very nice.
dead. Yeah. Oh my god.
look over to Maeve. Are you okay with just taking 400 and everybody gets a 200 gold bonus this month?
Our gains are only 400, you mean?
If I take it out of our gains, would that be okay?
I mean, it's fine, but just keep in mind that if we're tipping them every time, we're not going to be making very much per month. Like, this isn't
How
really
about
a business-
100 then?
Okay. Sure. So that's what, 2,200 minus 600,
Yep.
which is
1,800 or 1,400.
1,400?
Yeah,
Okay.
1,600.
1,600?
Yes.
Okay, 1,600. Cool. That's fine.
All right.
That's more Sarah talking than Maeve talking. I don't think Maeve knows how money works, but
All good. All good.
Maeve, the accountant.
Yeah.
You're tipping them how much?
Well, it's just again, it's just more of like if we don't take any like amount out of this.
Yeah, we really got to start listing them as contractors for tax purposes. This is craziness.
Yeah, we need to issue them 1099s, guys.
Yeah, they're going to be 1099 employees.
Could I?
Plus, now they have that level of expectation of how much they're getting tipped each time.
Actually, I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because you have both. Our 3 best perception checkers are in this.
We're here, yeah.
Are in this party. So as you guys are probably leaving town, or at least going to like find a suitable place for Hermia to sit down and cast the teleportation circle.
Mhm.
Let me have all of you roll a history check for me. We'll see who remembers.
Probably not me.
Definitely
No.
not Maeve.
No. Don't remember anything.
Mine is
You're not there, Corey. Unless you wanted to be. Did you want to be there? Sorry, I meant
I
like
mean, I
every.
don't
I
know,
meant
you said everyone.
everyone who's there.
There.
I mean, I'll if I'm invited, I'll be there.
So as Hermia finds like a little alleyway, and she's like, "This'll work," and starts like drawing up the teleportation circle. And Leo, because of your high history check and because of your
I got it too.
perception, yeah, but you're drawing the teleportation circle
Why'd you have me roll then?
for fun. His perception is the tiebreaker, is what I'm going to say. You're in this alleyway, which is next to like, it looks like it was maybe like a giant warehouse or just some sort of bigger building than what it is right now, which is a cafe on the front of it. And it looks like the sort of top and back parts were kind of converted into like residential, like sort of apartments. But as Hermia is drawing out this teleportation circle, you're drawn to the wall of it that looks like at one point it was used for like promotional materials for like plays and like shows and concerts, and like it's just plastered with all of these different posters and promotions. Like when a new one would come out, they would just come out and put it over the old ones. And so, you know, these posters are weathered, they're sun-stained to the point where like a lot of them are unrecognizable, but there's like parts of them you can make out. It's just one of those things that kind of grabs your attention as you're sitting here waiting for Hermia to draw up this ritual circle. And there's one word that stands out to you, and you don't know why this seems so familiar. You start saying it and kind of repeating it to yourself. Kind of a little just under your breath at first until Maeve hears you say it out loud. Farcrest.
Did you say Farcrest?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of
uh,
course, I rolled a 1 on this roll. Fuck you all. Fuck this dice.
what
Wait,
is
where?
Farcrest?
It's in the
name.
letter that we found.
A long time ago. Where
I
did you
remembered.
You come
I'll
over.
point to the.
You come over,
Okay.
and there's some sort of old promotional poster. You can make out the word Farcrest pretty easily. Someone give me an investigation check with advantage to see how much of this poster you can kind of like make out. You can't really take it with you because it was like years and years ago, like plastered onto the wall, not just like hung there. So like trying to peel it off is just gonna crumble apart. So Zealous.
I got a
Um,
24.
There we go.
So you're the one doing it?
I mean, I rolled it.
Did you do it with advantage?
Yeah.
All right. And
The other thought I had was, could Zealous just cast Mend on it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Zealous, do you have mending?
Could be a cantrip if you have it.
Yeah, I
I thought
thought
you
druids
did.
had Mending.
They
I do.
can take
I was
it.
gonna say, I feel like you've cast it before.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have mending.
I will let you put a little bit of a bonus on there. So you got a 24. I'm going to give you +2 for mending, which puts it at a 26. And because there's like multiple of you here checking it out, I will give you another +2 for 28.
The music fucking up or
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, that was creepy. That was some alien shit.
A plague of eyes comes out of the mending wall.
I was like, what? Yeah, it was.
Luckily,
Farcrest.
luckily when that happens, Stream doesn't hear it. Either do I.
That's crazy.
So you
Oh,
are
man.
currently at a total of 28.
8.
If there's anything more you want to try and do before I give you any results.
1 sec. Thaumaturgy. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I try using what do you say? Prestidig? I can't even say it.
Prestidigitation
It
doesn't.
just cleans it.
It's not really necessarily dirty. It's just worn out,
Could I
and the
make
use
it darker?
and the
Change the saturation.
sorry, the use of mending kind of repaired it as much as it could be. If you wanted to use 2 inspo points to get you to that 30 marker,
Okay.
you could.
I can, guys. It's fine. It's my thing. So I'll spend the 2 inspo.
Wait, let me use Cosmic Omen to roll a d6 to try
Got
to
a
push. Well, that was just to see if it was a good one or a positive, and adding one or a minusing.
Okay. All right. So we had 4
And-
to it.
We had 4.
All right, so 32.
Thank you.
This is what you're able to make out of it. There are three lines.
I was really just thinking about this as we were playing today. I was like, I should probably look into that letter.
Just a second, I'm just copy and pasting some stuff into the chat for you.
All right. No problemo.
Those are the 3 lines you're able to make out. Don't miss the V.
V of a lifetime. Miss. Farcrest, behold the tell. Oh man.
Mr. Titty the Farcrest?
Behold the Tal'Dorei.
Yeah, I wonder that's a
something
Tal'Dorei.
star.
The Tal'Dorei Council.
Kalish Tar Star?
Oh, that's interesting. Kalishtar.
Door opens up and you see this kind of bigger sort of rotund guy come out, and he has 2 bags of old muffins and bagels, and just kind of sees all of you standing there and is like and sees Hermia setting up chalk and candles and incense on the ground. It's just this isn't a sacrifice thing, is it?
No, sorry. Teleportation. Do you know? This is a very strange question, but do you know who this performance was? I point to the poster.
This place used to be a theater, so it was probably someone performed in there.
Farcrest mean anything to you as a performer?
He actually didn't roll too bad. At disadvantage, even. Farcrest.
Maybe from Tal'Dorei?
I don't know. They did a lot of opera singing and things. It's about all I know. Then it got converted, and I bought a space and made a cafe. You're not here to pick through my garbage, are you?
No, shut up.
Rude.
Maeve, when we all first met, weren't we at an opera?
No, we were at a performance in Rexxentrum.
It was a
play.
play that was during a festival. He puts the muffins and the bagels in the dumpster, and
When was this when did the theater close down? How many years ago?
we've been here for 10. It's maybe another 10, 15, or maybe 20 years before for that. It was a while ago.
A really long time ago. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
And we're just going to be teleporting. It's not sacrificing a goat.
Yeah, we'll be gone soon.
He just walks in and shuts the door behind him. You hear it lock.
So he's a performer. A long time ago performer. Might be older now. I mean, if this were... I don't know if this word is talented or taldore. But I suppose we could always ask around, maybe
Those
Evelyn.
dashes is supposed to be a letter. It's only 3 letters more.
Well, I guess I can't... I guess, like, what did the dashes mean a letter?
No, dashes aren't supposed to denote a specific amount of
Okay.
letters.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Either way, Evelyn has been around the block. Maybe she would...
You all watch as Zealous goes over and opens up.
Hey, I rolled 18 for stealth.
They
all right?
are too big for you to sneak. These are like trash bags. And you watch as he goes over and just lifts the 2 bags of bagels and muffins out of the trash.
I'm going through them and putting the bagels into my pockets.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's everyone's passive perception?
22.
yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't notice.
Maeve
Thank you.
and Leo, you see Zealous going through the trash and putting bagels and muffins into their pocket.
I look to Leo. I got this. Hey, Zealous. So, mortals can't eat food in the garbage can because it'll make us sick.
Okay.
Just warning you, if you were hoping to maybe practice making stuff with those bagels for us to eat, we can't eat it.
No, this stuff's mine.
Using
You
a
might
different
get
voice.
I know, I'm so confused. I was just like, did he talk? Was
That
that
is the
him?
most human thing you've said. Silas, I'm proud of you.
So confused.
There's
Proud
actually
of-
there's actually a
I was so
human
disappointed.
inside Zealous this whole time.
And he's really hungry.
He's just food motivated.
You know what? I tried.
I mean, can you believe they're just throwing this stuff away?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
They always throw away day old.
It might be kind of stale. Okay. Yep, you're gonna find out what stale tastes like.
All right, so
You
you
know, I bet if
can't
you
troop
I bet if you chop
Hey.
these up and you put some
no.
seasoning on them, you could
Okay.
put them on a salad.
Okay, guys, I'm done drawing my thing, but if this person's a performer, do you think maybe the coin accord might know?
I think the coin accord could know. God, maybe I
Or,
should contact my Tides Whimsy people.
What about Mrs. Lavore?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Evelyn first, but
Fair.
or the
But
gentleman.
anyway, let's go back. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing.
let's go back. I can
down
ask
from
around.
the end of the alley, you see a guy kind of come around the corner. He's wearing like really sort of patched together kind of clothes. He just has like a stick that he's like using. And as you guys kind of gathering up, he goes, Hey, did you take my muffins? Those are my muffins! And
Uh-oh,
this
go,
like
go, go,
and
go,
this,
go.
this, this like hobo just starts running towards you as you guys walk into the teleportation circle.
Let's
and
get out of
you
here.
vanish.
I am so half tempted to push Silas out of the teleportation. You fight the hobo.
like an elevator with the teleportation circle.
All right.
Well, shit. Now I got people to talk to.
You got more stuff you maybe want to do?
Yeah.
So I know that at some point you also wanted to ask Zana something. So this is still sort of
Yeah.
that same second day. So we'll kind of again
Yeah, that's
like
fine. Yeah.
rewind
Sure.
a little bit. That's the rewind sound effect. You find at some point your mom wants some time just sort of alone to go out to to the garden or whatnot. And you start looking around.
That's my looking around motion.
Oh, that's cocked.
The motion's cocked.
Make a investigation check, as you can't seem to find Zana
Not
anywhere.
perception? Fuck.
I
Not
guess you know what?
perception?
Go ahead, either one.
Fuck yes. Boop. 29.
Okay, where's your room at?
My room is. Oh God, where is it? My room is over here, across the hall from her room.
Perfect.
It is. Uh-oh.
Yes. So, as you're kind of looking around, you go up, you check the workshop, check like the library. You look to see if maybe she's tinkering in the observatory because that telescope is busted.
What's wrong with it?
It's just old. A lot of it doesn't work. It was not well maintained. It needs a lot of TLC. You check her room. Nothing. Go back into your room. Luster's playing up on like the little, the
Little
rings
cat
and the cat thing that you put together, and then you hear two voices that one of them you recognize. It's your mother's laugh. The other one is a laugh that you feel like you should recognize, but like you've also never heard it before. Like it's a genuine like laugh.
Oh
You've
no.
never heard Zana laugh before?
Yeah, I'm not a very funny person.
I mean,
Wait, why? Why
she's
is she laughing
like
with my mother?
she's like laughed at y'all before in some instances, but it's more like when someone
no.
says something that she thinks like, yeah, okay,
Oh.
like they're more like chuckles. Like you hear like genuine like two best friends catching up and like you walk.
We just hear Zana giggle.
Fuck is my mom telling her?
Maeve did.
Maeve.
Maeve just hears Zana giggle.
Yeah.
Maeve hears this. You walk out onto the balcony and you look
Yeah.
down and see the two of them sitting on a bench near some of the flowers in the gardens, right here.
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking on the right screen. I see.
Right over here. Yep.
Huh. How high is it?
30
I
feet
can
up.
climb. Doesn't matter. I can climb.
You're just gonna climb out the balcony and down. Are you trying to be stealthy about this?
Hold on, before I climb. Good to see you two are having a good time. She's gonna wave.
No.
They
No,
look up
I'm
to
not-
you. Zana looks embarrassed and like looks away, but your mother smiles and waves back up to you and says, "Oh yes, we're having a wonderful time swapping stories."
Oh no.
Zana tells me that at some point you're going to be putting on a show here. I was just telling her about the few times when you were younger, the tree.
Of course you did.
She was
Of course you did.
so proud when she was cast as the tree in that play.
Listen, I was just happy to be. I'm climbing down, and now I do climb down.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, listen, these ranger skills aren't good for much.
Mhm. You know what that reminds me of? And then she starts telling the story of the time that you had fallen out of a tree and you had broke one of your legs, so you had to have a cast on it for a while. And you had Luster at the time as well, and there was just something in the story, just like really cute, seeing as how three-legged Luster, Maeve with the busted leg.
Yeah, Sarah's laughing. Maeve is a little mortified, but
Mhm.
it's just like, Mom.
Yep. Now that you're here, Zana seems to have kind of withdrawn a little bit more. Like she's still here and she's still smiling and participating in stuff like that, but you can tell that she seems to be embarrassed for some reason.
I'll think in her head, if you want me to go, that's fine. I was just gonna check on you.
She shakes her head. No.
Okay.
Mhm. But the three of you hang out for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that you also had something that you wanted to ask or request of her.
Oh, I mean, only it was more of a suggestion. It wasn't going to be something forced upon. I was just going to offer to her that if she wanted to take time to people watch, like we talked about that one time, that I had some free time before things were probably going to get very busy. That's all.
She agrees. So eventually, when your mom's done telling embarrassing stories about you,
Yep. As I'm like, oh god.
mhm, the two of you head out. She actually brings up the observatory and says that she wants to go and pick some stuff up that she doesn't have back at Zenitol's place. So while they're out, could I have everybody else please roll a d20 for me?
Why?
Y'all getting attacked by ninjas while I'm gone? Because that sucks.
Lucky 13.
Lucky
am-
13.
If we get another 13, it's ninjas.
Nope.
I was really hoping someone got two numbers that equal 13, but no one did.
Gosh, we always get attacked by ninjas.
Every time.
Every time, man.
Corey.
This is like the 8th time.
See, I told you.
Corey, you and Faye are in the kitchen getting some snacks. Where Evelyn and Thiena are doing, we'll say they're like kind of like doing up some dishes from like a lunch that they kind of put together for everyone. And Evelyn turns back and goes, Corey, dear, there's a tall elven gentleman in black standing out on the front stairs.
That's creepy.
Do you know them?
Why is he here?
We just into your rooms. I'm gonna. Is anyone home at this time, or is it just me?
No,
And
I mean everyone's
they-
probably around
I was
somewhere.
gonna say, I think it's literally everyone but Maven Zana.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
So
send
hold
out
on,
a
did
broadcast.
you tell everyone to go to their rooms?
Well, just our guests. Like, hey, yeah, just in case. Go hide, and then I'm gonna broadcast. Hey, there's a stranger at our door. This is a PSA.
Hermia's
Please
like
help.
behind you. It's like, don't open the door.
Yeah, none of the guests
I'm-
went to their room either.
Go.
Oh my god.
Stranger danger.
Are you gonna go and look, Corey?
Can I? Do we have front windows that I can
Yeah,
kind of?
you can go look.
sneak in?
Yeah, you can go look through the windows.
Hermia's like
Who
right
is it?
behind you, like peeking over your shoulder.
All right.
Roz just looks at them from behind like,
As Corey moves into the gallery and Hermia comes from wherever she was and is like behind you to start peeking out the window, Roz, you kind of come from wherever you were and you see the two of them like Scooby-Dooing like out
Yeah,
the windows. The figure is now walking away. Two of you go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Walking away, so he was just standing out there creepily, and then he just leaves.
17.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Perception.
Perception, yeah.
15 plus 9.
Okay. As you two are looking, Evelyn also comes from behind you and goes, why wouldn't you just go and check the door? And as she's opening
Thank
up,
you.
the two of you recognize the person walking away as Zenitol. She opens the door and she goes, "Excuse me."
No.
No.
And he stops
Mm.
and turns around, and you can see that it is indeed Zenitol Alabaster.
We invited him.
Can we help
yeah.
you? And he kind of looks a little confused. This shouldn't be the wrong place.
Roz will
you
step up
are
next to her.
Miss. It is. And both you and Evelyn notice there is a box, very plainly wrapped, like just with like canvas paper and like twine, not like actual gift wrap or anything. But there seems to be a box.
Hermia whispers it. Mind you, they're talking telepathically, but she's still whispering to Corey. Is like, bet you that's a bomb.
He
My lord.
he clearly like
Oh.
makes eye contact with Corey and Hermia in the window.
I duck down.
I'm sorry. Were you looking for
No.
Zana? Is this for her?
He seems very out of place right now. No.
Did you get Zana a present?
Is it Zana's birthday?
You were given this manor quite a while ago, and you're finally using it. I dropped off a housewarming gift. Evelyn's just kind of like taking this all in. It's really hard to get a read on like what she's sort of thinking right now. And you're kind of asking these questions and stuff. She goes, Evelyn Larest, by the way, you are, yes, my manners, my apologies. Zenithal Alabaster. I was just, as I said, dropping this off. But I need to be going now. And who exactly are you to Zana? You know? Yes. And he kind of looks to you, Roz, not answering as she asks that question, or at least pausing.
Roz looks back at him with a look of, I would also very much like to know the answer to that question.
She was my ward growing up, so you could say that I am her guardian. Any reason you weren't invited to the dinner last night then?
Get right to the point. Fuck.
I'm often very busy, so she doesn't usually extend such invitations my way. I'll make sure the next one she does. Good day to all of you, and you don't need mention to Zana that I stopped by. And he turns to leave.
As he does,
Wait.
Roz just sitting here like, oh, this explains so much about Zana.
Mm-hmm. Corey calls after Zenithal.
What does she say?
Okay, wait. Don't just walk away like that.
He turns.
You want to come in? I'll be back.
Sorry, say again. Discord cut you off there.
Oh, she says, do you want to come in? We will have tea. They won't be out too much longer, I don't think.
Make a persuasion check, and I'm going to give you advantage because of the look in the aura that Evelyn is currently giving off.
Evelyn's helping.
Yeah, Evelyn goes, it would be rude to turn down tea.
23.
I have a bit of time, I suppose. And
Here's the package.
he comes in. What?
Yeah.
Where's everyone at as he walks in through the door? Because we have Corey and Hermia who are like peeking up over the windowsill at him.
I'd probably just be coming down the stairs as soon as everybody's coming in.
Roz has very complicated feelings about this man, but with Evelyn right next to her, she's trying to just be courteous and polite.
Mm-hmm.
Zealous is hunkered down in its room right now.
Zealous is the only one who listened to go hide in your room.
Zealous was in the room
Yeah.
the whole time.
Oh, Zealous.
I think that from Corey's everyone get to the rooms or whatever, that Theana probably kind of took everyone out. Not necessarily like, oh, let's get to our rooms, but all right, we don't know what this is. Someone's worried.
Yeah.
Heroes are gathering, and kind of just took everyone back away or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's fair for her to be the one to do it, I think.
there's definitely a point, like some point where like Saris kind of like peeks her like head in, and then like Faye grabs her and is like, no, adults are talking right now, because she's definitely getting like can sense enough vibes to where like, wow, it doesn't look very fun in there.
There's serious shit vibes.
People
coming out.
Yeah.
aren't saying what they mean for some reason. But you all go into the lounge. Evelyn brings in tea for everyone. Is there anyone who doesn't want to be present in the room, like properly?
Romeo sucks it up because Roz is there and she's sucking up for Evelyn.
Tori will be there.
All right.
Leo's bemused because he doesn't sense a threat right now.
So Zenitol's sitting there on like one of the sofas, all like sort of stiff and, proper, and everyone else is just like sitting around all silently as Evelyn comes in and serves tea to everyone. Thank you.
Roz will speak up. Has there been any update on Elena? I stopped by the Solstice Academy the other day to check in with Redrika, but they didn't have any more information on Elena.
Who all's in the room right now?
Evelyn, Hermia, Corey, and Leo, I believe.
When we have our audience with King Dwendal, that is something that is information that you will be privy to. Unfortunately, given her status, that kind of information is privileged, miss. Hope you don't mind. She goes, oh, politician then. Of sorts, yes.
He's a big deal in the Cerberus Assembly.
Well, if I knew what that was, I might be a little bit more impressed.
Oh, Evelyn with the bird. I love it. I love it so much.
Cerberus Assembly is apparently not well known on Taldore.
Perhaps it just depends on the circles you run in.
So, can I safely assume we're not going to be placed under arrest when we go speak to King Dwendal?
No. That was the whole point of giving me time to smooth some things over, to make sure the right people were hearing the right things, but you've been doing a good job of that yourself as well. The Cobalt Soul has been getting first-hand reports and accounts of those you have helped throughout the Menagerie Coast, so they will also be on your side, so to speak. Evelyn goes, sorry, the king was going to arrest you?
Yeah, that's actually why we left the Empire in the first place. There was a warrant out for our arrest. We didn't do anything wrong, mind you. We just, they thought we did, so.
Why would they think that?
Something about us being present when an assassination on some leaders up in Bicetal happened. We actually prevented the assassination, though, but we were still being blamed for the attempt.
The Empire's not happy that we didn't let them have their power needed to, so to speak.
I just thought they were racist.
Well, that too. They definitely were that, yes.
Wait, against who? Anyway.
Elves!
Elves.
Really?
Yeah,
Does
remember, there was the whole thing with Bicetal.
your
Oh, right.
company know about your adventures then? I guess you keep them informed?
We,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, share what we can. Obviously, there's a lot of it that is a lot of names and places that they don't know. But
Evelyn, like, crosses her arms.
what was it? That's exactly what you told me when I said I went to Deidrin and the Far Realm. You told me you didn't know what any of that was.
You don't need to talk around me like I'm a child, though. I can take care of myself. What is it that you're referring to, Mr. Alabaster? Do an intimidation check with advantage from Evelyn.
She's a scary woman.
That's so funny.
She's
I love this.
Terrifying.
Mhm.
This is very much Evelyn.
Does she know the significance of your tattoos?
I told her about the portals and what we do with them. Yes.
There is a lot that we don't yet understand about the source of that power and magic and what people do not understand. They are often fearful or at least wary of. While the second chances are trying to do good, there are some that believe they may be being manipulated and that we don't see clearly the intentions behind the entity that gave them these powers. So, yes, there
By
was...
the way, that entity is out of commission now. We have not been able to hear from them lately. Though I assume Zana probably told you that.
I know that it's been some time, but not that you thought she may be, or that they may be gone.
Rise.
Zana sits down next to you, Roslyn.
Whoa!
Oh,
Zana?
hi, Zana.
You mean
Oh, sorry, not
Zenithal?
Zana. Evelyn.
Zenithal?
Evelyn.
Oh, Evelyn.
Evelyn
Okay.
sits down next to
She
Roslyn.
looks at Evelyn. She's like,
across.
some people think that we might be the ones actually causing the portals.
No, I understand. Extraplanar entity gives you powers, tells you to go and do good. You do good, but could be doing something else entirely without realizing it. It makes sense. So Zana's guardian. He doesn't say anything. How did that come to be? I adopted her.
You can open up a little bit. It's not like we have anything to really hold against you.
What more do you need? Did that not answer the question?
Well, I mean, you don't need to be so literal. Don't you ever, like, take off the mask?
Hermia snorts. I was like, and says, "You don't just take it off, Leo. You're always playing a part."
It may be true, but, like, everybody in this house is family. I've never really put up a mask around family.
It's
Roz.
different.
Roz speaks up. Zana sees herself as a thing, a tool to be used. I presume we have you to thank for that.
Both Zana and myself hold particular spots within the Empire's overall machinations. The reason the mask never comes off is because there's always work to be done.
And visiting today with whatever you brought, that was work?
No, that was...
Look, you know how much we all care about each other, and whether you think that's a good thing or not, we're behind Zana, and I guess pardon if we feel a little protective of her. But as someone who can understand Zana in a lot of ways that maybe the rest of the world can't, and from someone who kind of has their own version of you.
It gives you a weird look.
Yeah, it makes sense, right, guys? It makes sense. What, you know? Anyways,
If you know, you know.
I see the effort. And we wouldn't be in this home of ours if it wasn't in some part due to you. So, thank you. And I hope that now that we're in town, maybe you could come around more when you want to do other things that aren't work. Not just for pleasantries and housewarming gifts, but for Zana.
He puts the tea
I
down.
think it'd be good for both of you, to be honest.
My work doesn't allow me that much time to myself. Today was an anomaly. I thank you for the tea, Miss Larest. Second chances. But I do have work to get back to now, and no, I do not think you will see me around here again. As he gets up and begins to leave, Evelyn says, and why do you not think that your ward would want you around? Why do you not want her to know? Sort of stops at the exit of the lounge. Because I think she'd rather not know. Good day to all of you. And he leaves.
Ugh.
Well. He's a lot.
That fix a broken record, I guess.
Yeah.
He gives me the creeps.
So mad. I'm so mad, guys. I tried to be nice.
You did. I don't know that I will ever be okay with that man. But for Zana, I will try.
Some people, even Evelyn herself kind of seems to be at a loss for words. Some people is but all she gets out.
Some people.
Mm-hmm.
Mood.
Maeve.
Ross kind of looks at Evelyn and is like, explains a lot about Zana, doesn't it?
I'm trying not to judge. We don't know a whole lot except what we see. And while our perceptions may inform our realities, they are not even a fraction of the picture.
It's a very diplomatic way of putting that.
Very wise way of putting it. And diplomatic.
Maeve,
Yes.
you and Zana are walking through the place in this city that I know the name of, that is called
Has a name, that place.
It's not the Shimmer Ward, the Mosaic Ward.
Aha. Pretty. I do ask her while we're walking.
I lied, it's not the Mosaic Ward.
How dare you?
That
Really?
is apparently there's some crime and vigilantes and stuff going on there. The Tangles is maybe the place that I actually meant.
Angles of the Mud Top Ward.
I like to imagine that Zana's like, we're going to go to the Mosaic Ward. And it's like, actually, nope, never mind. We're going to go.
There's just like a dust pile fight. Like,
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Oops, nope. I had the wrong ward in mind.
Where? What ward is shops and stuff in? Why do all these why is everywhere that I'm reading is talking about like bad stuff, and I'm like, why
And
do these
no
wards
shops.
all sound
I
the
think
same?
shops are the Mosaic Ward, if I recall.
That's what I saw on here. It just says colorful banners and small fences, a hotbed of crime and violence. So I'm like, what? The Mosaic Ward?
Can't all be.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, no. It's in the Tangles. The Tangles is shops. 'Cause that's where I had the festival in my game.
Yes, there we go. Vigil Circle. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. All right, cool. Yep. All right. So yes, you two are walking. She has a small box of, gears and doodads and trinkets and tinkery sort of things that she bought.
Love doodads.
I love
Doodads are the best. Yep.
I do ask her as we're walking. I couldn't help but notice that you seemed a little freer when you were before I made myself present. Was I making you uncomfortable
No,
in some way?
you
What was going on?
you don't make me uncomfortable. I was just making a extra attempt, and I was being someone else to it's still hard to find who I am. So that's why it can be difficult around people. I don't know if when I try to be more than just a blank version of me, if that's me or if that's just some part of someone that I once was. So
She puts a kind of a hand in her back shoulder, and nods. I wish I knew more what it was like to be you. I see you. I see all those different, slightly disparate parts, all of you. It's maybe not the same thing as for a changeling, but you've talked to my mother enough, I think you can see where I get some of her traits. I've had to be around, well, all of you, when before I was also someone who clammed up and didn't open up to anybody. I think, again, maybe it's more extreme for changelings, but I think we all have parts that reflect others who have touched us in some way.
no, that makes sense, but the parts that I have, I didn't get from my parents or from friends. I took them from observing people that I were to become. I took them from dossiers. I took them from reports. They aren't me, they're jobs, and maybe those jobs are me. I don't.
Or maybe jobs are just the comfortable place to start.
It's like I feel like I have the answers, all of the answers to a test, but none of them are right. People are simple and they are stupid, and that makes them so complex. You can watch the way they interact with one another, and they will act contrary to what they know, contrary to what they want, instead of just speaking their minds and making things easier. Instead, we show each other that we don't want to hear the truth. We all know it. We know how to fix it. But we would rather fantasy to hide it. I don't know if it's because truth can bring pain. A married couple fights. They say things they don't mean, or maybe they do, and then both of them are too bullheaded to apologize. You try to use that. You see the way that people act and think, if you would just do this, it would be okay. But then when you do the thing that should be the right thing, they... You know, the most common observation that I see of people is that we will do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. 9 out of 10 times.
I think you're right. Reminds me of some of the ways that Kaylin believes that everyone is always looking for gears more towards sadness than happiness. I think that's what I like about both of you, because those are two things that I just can't abide by anymore for myself. People avoid pain because they're afraid to be vulnerable. People cling to sadness because they're scared of losing happiness. That's what I think. And I don't want to live like that anymore. What do you think?
I think it's probably easier said than done.
110%.
She takes your hand into hers.
She squeezes it.
And the two of you just continue to walk. Corey. Runar finds you at some point. Probably both him and Neote. Where do you think you are currently?
Probably hang out with Faye. I think maybe they're like trying to set up like a game table for, you know, future drinking nights, and what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, there's definitely room in the lounge. Like, there's like a little like billiards table in there as well and stuff. So that very easy to sort of set something up like that. So Runar kind of looks at it and goes, "Ah, Corey, just the one that I was looking for. So me and the rest of the Coin Accord are about to head out. That rental company that we took the carriage from came and got their carriage and their horses, and we were able to convince them not to call the Crown's Guard, so
Oh.
I think it's about time for us to head out. Could you do us a favor?"
Maybe. What's the favor?
Kind of looks back to Neote. You know, I'm going to go find the other boys. Why don't you fill her in? I'm still weirded out by it. He just kind of turns and walks off. Well, first of all, it's been wonderful getting to see you again. And she comes and like gives you a hug and does like the kiss on both sides of the cheek, and then does the same thing to Faye. And you, Faye, absolutely lovely meeting you. I'm going to find a way for us to stay in touch. I know that they're adventuring hero types. They're always out saving the world and whatnot, so it can get quite lonely at home by yourself sometimes. And Faye goes, "That's a great idea. Corey, how much are sending stones expensive?"
Well, I don't know. We have so much money. I have no sense of it anymore. Ask Maeve. But we'll ask Maeve. We'll ask Maeve.
So you might be able to buy a pair for me and Neote to have so that we can keep in touch. Corey, oh, that would be just wonderful of you. Oh, I can tell you all about the adventures that we had in Eurosa as well when we first met.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, ask. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Anyway, sorry. Yes. So we went up to say goodbye to Zealous. Which, by the way, he's come a very, very long way. So I don't know what all you've done for him, but it's clear that being with all of you has been very good for him. So thank you for watching out for him. But he's up in his room doing something. He's painting a lot, which sounds fine. He wouldn't let us in to really see, though. And from what we saw, he's painting a lot of teeth.
Oh.
So does that mean anything to you? Anyway,
well,
I would just check on him for us, and make sure he's all right.
Yeah. I looked at Faye. Why don't you make sure they have all their stuff and that they're set to go, and I'll just go check on Zealous real quick.
All right. So you head upstairs.
Hey, bud. It's your old buddy Corey.
You hear from beyond the door. Hello, best friend Corey.
Oh, you mind letting me in?
There's a pause. You hear the door opened, and there's like a little crack. Then you just slowly see Zealous's head come from the crack that's only a few inches. Hello.
Hi. Corey's trying to stand on their tippy toes. Everything good in there?
Yes. I am painting.
Okay. I know you're not saying the deception thing anymore, and now you're getting really good at walking around, like, having to tell the truth. So I'm very proud of you. I just wanted to check in on you. I heard you were painting something on the walls and stuff.
No. I am painting on canvases, and then I'm hanging them on the walls.
Oh. Well, why don't you show me? You always show me your stuff, your artwork.
Oh, okay. And then Zeus will open up the door, and then you see just like dozens and then dozens of canvases. The ones you notice first there's probably about 6 to 7 just pure black canvases, just painted completely black. And then as you your eyes train across, there's just as a faint little gray splotches on a couple more. And then as you look across more, there just seems to be a little bit of gray, just a little teeth coming out from each one of them. And then a couple more canvases have these just gaping maws of just teeth. And then a couple other ones that have experimentation with reds and browns and just just sharp different jagged teeth and just different depictions of the crawling king, which kind of sets you off, and it's pretty unnerving. And then your eyes kind of trail upon a different other ones where it's you see ones of a relatively familiar cave where there is a stone prison with a silhouette of a figure inside of it, kind of cowering down, with a metallic hand coming from like a point of view of a metallic hand, and it's just basically you just see a whole bunch of traumas from Zelus's point of view, and it's kind of disturbing. And there's also like tons and tons of like scuff paints marks all over the walls, and it's very like dirty all over the floor and walls, and there's like a bunch of paints on Zealous because he's been painting up a fury and stuff.
Wow. You guys are terrifying. And I mean that in a good, a little concerned, but a good way. Like, ooh.
Are they not good?
No, they're terribly wonderful, and I think it's great that you're like kind of channeling that into something hauntingly beautiful. And Kari kind of stumbles. I'm sorry. I know I haven't been around because Faye's been here. But
That's okay.
yeah, but you and Zana and Roz kind of really got fucked up by that whole thing, and I mean we all did, but it seems to be impacting you guys a lot, and um that- are are you good? Are you okay? Does this help, or
I don't think
is it
it's
making her?
helping.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, no, that's good. We can start there.
I still wish I could forget it. Remember when I asked you to help me forget it, and then we said we'd talk about it later, and then we said we'd talk about it as a group, and then we never talked about it as a group.
No, but that's kind of Zana's fault, all right? She kind of, we just had. It's a very nice gesture, but then we had to host, for the past few days. Um, no, I'm sorry. You're right. I just.
No, it's okay. Actually, it's a good thing. It's true. It was Zana's fault, but because of Zana, I was actually able to get a little bit of rest last night. So I am feeling a lot better, and that's how I did come up with the idea of this creative outlet. But I don't think that's helping, and I would really like to forgetting again. I think that might be probably the best way to cope with it.
I'm gonna level with you, bud. Um, I will always do whatever I can to help you and stand by you and do right by you. And if it turns out that doing this helps you, then okay. But I know that of all the bad shit that we've had to face, and not just as a group, but, you know, everyone's own shit, in a way, it feels not wrong, but it feels counterproductive almost if we just wiped it clean. And I just I want you to know that, and I want you to be able to tell me that this is 100% what you want to do. But if there's a part of you that thinks and believes that you can work through this, I prefer we do that. Because hey, how many people see a god IRL and not just explode?
I don't know, Corey.
Well, not a lot. And I want this to be your decision for sure. I just want to make sure you're fully informed. Because, to be honest, I haven't ever cast this spell before. So I have to be very specific as to what it is that I'm taking away. And I just don't want you to think that anytime anything bad happens that we can just magic it away. Most of the times we can, and sometimes we can just do it with a fist. But if I've learned anything from being with you guys and being your friend, I think there's a lot that we can learn from this and, I don't know, come out better the other side.
Well, it was pretty bad the first night. I wasn't
Yeah.
able to do anything but think about it. But I was fine the second night, kind of. So maybe I just need some time, I guess.
How about this? If you feel like you're at your limit, just come to me and I'll do it. No group talk. I won't question it. But technically, I could cast it again and just remind you of it. So if you just feel like you need that for a little bit, because I know again we're taking a break now, but of course, what the next adventure will bring. I'll give that to you, Zealous.
I don't know if I can handle doing another thing like we did before.
I don't either, bud. I really don't think I could do it either. But yeah, we have a deal?
Okay.
Shake on it.
Shake on it.
All right. Now, you know what we also talked about and we didn't really get to do yet, which I think would be really great now that everyone's here.
What is that?
Pull off our prank.
There's a knock on
Prank
the
of
door.
the century.
Who is it?
It's Faye. Are you two okay in there? Okay, no one answered, so I'm gonna come in now.
Getting concerned.
She pushes the door open and looks around the room. You did all this, Leaf?
Yes.
And just
This is my inner trauma.
and like what?
Do you like it?
He's just finding a new way to kind of like deal with it and stuff, you know? A lot of adventurers kind of have their own coping mechanisms, and I'm just glad he didn't choose alcohol.
My grandpa did this.
No, I did it.
No, sorry. No, I mean, my grandpa tried to paint to cope with his trauma too. It's good. She walks in and comes up to you, Leaf, and just puts her arms around you and hugs you. Then reaches out and grabs Corey and pulls Corey against you as well.